Hey everybody, welcome to MMA Roasted. It's me, Adam Hunter. I am your host. It's going to be me and Joe, the Kid Perez today. CB is a doctor appointment, so he can't make it. But and then Hanato is going to Chicago next week, and Greg Wilson has this new job writing for a game show.
Did you ask him to come on this week?
Yeah, me and Greg are cool again. But he has this. He's like busy Monday to Friday, But anyway, it's me and you, Joe. It's going to be a great show. We have Colby Covington we're going to be talking to, badass fighter, as well as Andre the Bull Harrison, who's now the WSOF champ. We were talking to Andre back before when he was Titan, when he was 6-0. Now he's, I think, 14-0. And he's on his way. He just beat Lance Palmer, which is no easy task. Lance Palmer is a monster. So, first, I want to talk to you about the boatload of money you could make betting this week at mybookie.ag. If you haven't checked them out, this is the perfect time to get on the action. The March Madness is here. Lay down some money and score big on college hoops. Join me and thousands of online players and start betting at mybookie.ag. Are you sick and tired of getting the runaround when asking for a payout? That was honestly my biggest concern with other companies that I've used is just, okay, you finally win, and now you got to beg to get paid. Well, that's not the case with MyBookie. Okay, I'd only recommend a service. It's been good to me and our listeners. Check it. Make your way to MyBookie. You win, they pay. Fast and without any hassles. You're wasting your time betting anywhere else. And check it out. They even have in-game live betting, so you can place a bet after tip-off. Join now, and MyBookie will match your first deposit with a 50% bonus. That's right. If you join with $100, you get an extra $50 bankroll to play with. How cool is that? Use promo code MMA50 to activate the offer. So visit MyBookie today or call 1-844-900-BETS. Play, win, and get paid. Also, guys, you got to check out Blue Apron. Okay, check out this week's menu and get your first 3 meals free with free shipping by going to blueapron.com/MMA Roast. You'll love how good it feels, how good it tastes. You'll be able to create incredible home-cooked meals with Blue Apron. Don't wait. That's blueapron.com/MMA Roast. A couple of things I want to talk about. I just got back from Calgary. Did shows. It was crazy. Calgary, I love Canadian audiences. Uh-huh. They don't get offended. They laugh. They have a good time. They treat me like family. It was one of the clubs where at the end of the show, the owner makes everyone a home cooked meal.
Are you serious?
Not everyone in the audience, but like the comics.
Oh, like dang.
Yeah. And he's like Egyptian. He's super cool. So I had a good time at the Comedy Cave. Somebody handed me a joint after the show. They handed me a pre-roll joint and asked if I wanted to smoke. I normally don't like smoking with people in the audience if I don't know them, because if you don't know somebody, I just don't like. I don't know. Maybe it's me. I'm the
same way.
But like if I know you, I'll smoke,
right.
You know. But if I don't know you, because normally I'll smoke, and then after I'm high, people start telling me their opinions on comedy, or who their favorite comics are, or their opinions on Amy Schumer, or whatever it is, and I can't get out of the conversation, and then time just goes. But he gave me a joint. It was nice. I actually didn't even get a chance to even smoke it because I was in the comedy condo, but
you can't smoke in the condo.
You can, but they don't like it, and it's just whatever. But thank you for the joint; it was a very nice gesture. So then I came home Monday. It was one of those things. I had a 6 a.m. flight back Monday morning, layover in Seattle for 3 hours, and then the flight was 2 hours late. Finally get back. I do a show Monday night at the Dime Bar, which went really well. It was a fun crowd. And then that night I actually hit up Donnell Rawlings. I'm like, hey, want to do a set? He's like, no, man, but come to this after party, Dave Chappelle's Netflix comedy release party.
Wow.
So I go there. Chappelle's on stage with a band, and it was awesome. Stevie Wonder was there.
Are you serious?
I actually missed Stevie Wonder, but he's like, Kanye's here, Tyler, the Creator. They were all there, but but it was so cool.
Were you the only white guy there?
No, there was a lot of white people. People that worked for Netflix, and there was and like
the nerds at Netflix.
But it was cool. Like Chappelle was nervous about his special. He was talking about it on stage, like how people were going to perceive it. Mm-hmm. So I went home and watched it. I loved it. Mm-hmm. I thought it was awesome. Did you watch it yet?
Not yet.
I watched the first one. Didn't watch the second one, but the first one was great.
So he did like two sort of specials, right?
Yeah, back to back. I think he spaced them out 6 months apart.
Okay.
The first one was really, really good. I mean, it was vintage Chappelle. Some people got offended because he, made fun of transgenders or made fun of other, it's
ridiculous.
Comedians we're not teachers. I mean, we're teachers of laughter, but we're not. You're not. This is not your college campus. We're comedians. Our job is to make people laugh, and people that get offended, like, you're not going to like what everybody has to say. But we're artists, and it's like saying, "Oh, I didn't like that song because you touch upon certain things." And that's just what comedy is. If you don't like it, don't fucking... It's like going to a baseball game and saying, I got hit with a foul ball. Well, you were at the fucking baseball game.
What do you expect?
The intention was not to get you with a foul ball, but I'm sure Chappelle's intention was not to offend people. It was supposed to be funny and be entertaining. When you play baseball, the player's intention is to be entertaining, but you might get hit with a foul ball. You might get offended by certain shit. It's just like... This it's not the SJW social justice warrior comedy tour. It's just not. It's not. And there are comics that do that. Go see Jamie Kilstein. He was a fucking social justice warrior. We saw how that turned out. So that's the thing. These people, you want to go judge comedy, and some people, and the thing is, this is what Chappelle's 6th hour. Especially comics that are coming after Amy Schumer or Chappelle publicly. Look, everyone's entitled to their opinion. But when you start saying it publicly, like, I saw all these comics online, Amy Schumer's special sucked, and Amy Schumer... And look, I haven't watched Amy Schumer's special. I've watched, like, bits and pieces, and I heard it was not the greatest special, okay? But it is, like, her 3rd or 4th special. So, that being said, it's her 4th. Sometimes, bands come out with 4 albums. You don't like the 3rd one, but you like the 6th one or 7th one. That being said, a lot of times the comics that are publicly shitting on the special were comics that I've seen that have like 7 minutes of material. And not even 7 good minutes.
Like me.
Yeah. I mean, were you trashing the special?
No, I'm just kidding.
But people are. They're going like, I'm like, bro, didn't I see you at the fucking bomb at Betsy's Bukkake factory?
Right.
I mean, and now you're gonna. So anyway, it's just kind of weird.
It's weird for a comic to sort of trash on another comic when you know the journey, you know what it's like to bomb in front of people, you know what it's like to suck. So it's you got to show respect when you're in this industry.
I mean, I guess but obviously you're entitled to your opinion, and you're. But at the same time, it's weird. It's weird seeing comics bash it when you know personally the comics and what their act's like, and it's like, whoa. Anyway. That being said, so I came back, did a show Tuesday night at Dime again. This week I'm in San Diego. I'm excited. And then I have marriage counseling, doing the pre-marriage counseling, which is weird because I've never even been. It's my 2nd time ever being in an actual church before. It's in church by our pastor with like 7 other couples.
Oh no! And
then we have to fill out like the blanks, and it's just. It's, as a comic, it's tempting to be like, the most important thing between a man and a woman is, and I want to put like good blowjobs, but
you're at the church, no.
Yeah, I'm in the church, but that's what I'm thinking, or saying it at the same time. I'm not Christian, so I'm Jewish.
Right.
I don't know if I'll get in trouble for doing that, but that's not really what I should be doing. But I am learning a lot, and Bree wants me to do it. It's important to her that I do it, so that's why I'm doing it, and. It's important to her. She's Christian. She goes to a church group. She Bible study. She's into that. That's something that she's into. I'm not necessarily very religious. I'm Jewish, but like Mark Maron says, I'm Jew-ish. I'm not. Religion is not that important to me. I'm more Jewish by guilt, being that if we were in Germany in World War II, during World War II, I'd be one of the guys rounded up to be killed. So it's sort of like, but. I'm not. I don't go to temple. I think I've been maybe to temple a handful of times since my bar mitzvah. But it's important to her. It's important to Bree. So that's cool. And plus, she's not like she doesn't try to convert me.
That's good. That's the important part.
She respects it. She respects that I'm not. I do believe in God. I have faith in God. I just everything along with it. I'm just not really that.
And have you guys talked about when you have kids in the future? The kids gonna go on her side with the Christianity?
Well, she's gonna take the kid to church, and she says, "Well, I'll go to temple with you," but I don't want to go to temple. So now, I have to go to temple to even out her churchness, or her Christianity. So I'm only going to compete with that, which is probably not the reason to go.
Right.
At the same time, it's like it is what it is. How are you doing? What's going on with you?
Well, it's been a couple weeks since I've been on the show, talked about my stories. But I have really been calmed down with the Tinder. I've completely gone off Tinder.
Nice.
Because I met a girl at school in person.
Okay.
Right? And that's very rare for me to meet a girl in person. Normally nowadays it's all on the internet, all Tinder, OkCupid, all that nonsense. So now when I meet a girl in person, I got to make sure that I can do everything right and keep her within my grasp.
Right. Okay. So you guys dating?
We've been on a few dates, but we're not like boyfriend, girlfriend, where we are sort of like dating. I see her every single day at school too.
Okay. But that's not really seeing someone just being in their class. But so you went out 4 or 5 dates with her? Have you kissed her?
Oh, we've already had sex.
Okay, there you go. Boom, nice.
But it's kind of like an awkward thing though, because like I've only known her for like 2 weeks when we made love.
Right. Well, you didn't really make love. You had sex, but go on.
Yeah. So I've only known her for 2 weeks, but after that, we sort of just act like it didn't happen. Right? Is that kind of like a weird thing to do?
That happens, man.
Just
especially when you're 21 years old. You just turned 21.
Yeah.
And then in college, that happens. But I was trying to actually think back to what I was doing when I was 21, and that's pretty normal. I think that if you like her, she's basically became like a fuck buddy to you as of now. But that's the thing. You see someone for a little bit. If you like her, you eventually say to her, listen, I would like to only see you. And in which case, maybe she feels the same way. Normally, one person wants to do that and the other person doesn't. And that's what fucks everything up. Right. Normally, one person wants it more than the other thing. But if it's only been 2 weeks, I would relax, still hang out with her and just eventually just it kind of steamrolls itself into like, you're my girlfriend. But that's, 5 or 6 months in, I would assume, or a couple. It could be less.
Because I always assume that when you meet a girl and you have sex like right away, it sort of ruins like any possibilities of having a stable relationship. It can.
I mean, like, it depends how you think about it, man. There was a girl one time, this like stripper from I think Hungary or something, or I don't know where she's from, Denmark, and I took her home like from the strip club basically, and we ended up having sex the first night. And then she's like, okay, now you have to date me and you have to treat me right and take me out. I'm not going to have sex with you for a couple weeks. I'm like, but we just had sex. She's like, well, I wanted to make sure you were good, but there was no point of actually, going for a couple days if you were going to suck in bed, which was a European way of thinking. And maybe for the better. That's sort of like trying out a test drive before you buy the car. However, that's not the way most girls are. And I don't think it ruins it. I just think that the sex does get better the more comfortable you get with the person. It can get worse. I mean, there are times where, the first couple nights have been fucking crazy, and then one person gets lazy or bored or fat or out of shape, and the other person doesn't. But I know with the right person, it gets better because the girl gets more creative. Maybe she'll like... start bringing in toys or other people. No, I'm kidding. But
other people.
So that's... I was thinking about my 20s, man. I mean, you, Joe, you are a very, in some ways, you're a mess, a complete disaster of a person. But in other ways, you really have your shit together. I mean, you go into jiu-jitsu every day. You're in school. You know podcasts. You hang out with adults. You hang out with Joey Diaz. You hang out with me. You hang out with other people. Like, you're doing comedy, but you should be doing comedy more.
I know I do need to be doing stand-up at least like 5 times a week.
And how long are you getting up right now?
A few times a week at the most.
That's not bad. A few times isn't bad.
Right.
But you got to pay your dues, man. That's the problem with this millennial fucking culture. I know I sound like the old man, but these guys, when I was doing comedy, when I was 21 and I was decided, this is what I want to do, by the time I was 23, I was getting up every night of the week. I mean, there were weeks I've gone up 10 times a night. I mean, 10 times a week, sometimes 15 times a week. You got to do it.
That's great.
But now it's this whole fucking YouTube culture. I mean, there was a guy that saw me in Calgary that was like, hey, man, I saw this guy, Danny Boy. I don't know who Danny Boy is. I don't know if he's good or bad. I'm just telling you what was relayed to me was somebody said, hey, he got big on YouTube. And the whole time during his set, he was like, okay, 20 more minutes to go. All right, 50. He was doing a countdown.
And he was like headlining probably.
Headlining a fucking arena.
Arena?
Yeah, I mean, a huge fucking civic center. Huge. But, the YouTube will get you in the fucking room. But the grind, you have to embrace the grind.
Right.
And that's what these young kids don't want to do. They want the accolades. They want to say, I'm a comedian, but they don't want to fucking do the work. And the work sucks.
It does.
The work fucking is brutal. I was thinking back when I was like 20 years old, when I was your age, 21, I was cleaning toilets. I was unclogging toilets at the New York Comedy Club and putting chairs away every night. You know how much money I was getting paid?
Zero.
Nothing. I wasn't getting paid a fucking dollar, right? My payment was I got to go up once or twice a week at the New York Comedy Club if I hung out there. And I'll never forget, this is a pretty crazy story. So at the end of the show, they're supposed to have these prom shows where the prom comes in after the prom. At like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Like a high school prom?
High school prom. 3 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock, a limo pulls up, and the kids want to see a comedy show after partying and doing whatever else. That's big in New York.
Okay.
So the limo was late. They had 5 comics that were ready to go. And they're like, hang out, Adam. Maybe we'll give you 2 minutes or 3 minutes, right?
2 minutes?
And 2 minutes. Yeah, that's all I had at that time.
Okay.
And then the limo was late. Everybody went home. All of a sudden, the limo pulls up. This guy, Ozzy, rest in peace, Ozzy. He was like the first guy to book me. He lived downstairs in the comedy club on a fucking mattress, right? He was the manager. Big coke problem, but good guy. Right? So he said to me, Adam, how much time do you have? I said, I got 2 minutes. He goes, can you do 45? I said, yeah. I said, fuck it. Yeah, I said, fuck yeah, let's do it. I didn't even know people even did 45 minutes. I thought, like, I didn't even know that was even possible. So this fucking group of kids come in, right? And he sits them down, and Ozzy goes on first, and he's doing pretty well. He's actually doing well. The kids are laughing. These kids never been to a comedy club before. They don't even know what's fucking funny, but they were laughing, right? Then he goes, look, all right, this next comic has been on HBO, Comedy Central. I'm looking behind me to see
shit, where's he
who
at?
the fuck showed up. And he goes, Adam Hunter, right? It was actually, my name was Adam Greenberg back then. That's my real name. So I go up there, right? And I'm killing, because I'm 20 years old. These kids are 17, 18. So I'm just talking about whatever the fuck I think's funny, and they know exactly what I'm talking about.
Talking about homework and stuff.
Whatever, fucking pussy, college pussy, and fucking frat parties or whatever. I was like, high school chicks. I mean, I was right there, behind the music or whatever I was talking about. So then afterwards, the kids were smoking a joint outside, and they go, "Hey, you want a hit?" I go, "Sure." So I take a hit, and they go, "Oh my god." We just smoked with Adam Greenberg. Like, I'm a celebrity. They didn't know that I was... Actually, while I was on stage, people were dropping things. I'm like, hey, can you pick that up? Because I knew that I'd have to pick that up afterwards. Like, they didn't realize. Oh, my God. So then, right? Then I got a phone call next day from Ozzy. Hey, man, I couldn't believe what you did last night. I talked to a booker. We're going to send you on the road. You're opening up for Gemini, right? I don't know who the fuck Gemini is, but sure, right? He goes, go on the West Side Highway on 8th Avenue and whatever in like 2 hours. I pack my bags. You're going to Virginia Beach. I'm thinking the fucking beach, chicks, pussy. I've made it.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, he goes, and you're going to get paid. I've never been paid before in my life.
And you're 20 years old.
You're 20 years old. So I go on the West Side Highway. This fucking van pulls up, right? With this fucking Italian guy named Gemini. His name is something Lombardi, right? He goes... He goes, hey, hop in, right? He pulls my shit in the back. He opens up the back. There's a chicken in the back, right?
A chicken.
A chicken. And there's a rabbit, actually a rabbit and a fucking chicken. And he picks up, there's an egg. He fucking, oh shit. I didn't even realize. He throws the fucking egg out. The guy was a fucking magician. I didn't even know.
Oh.
So he had all these props in the back, right?
Bunch of farm animals in his van.
Yeah, farm animals, right? And like dummies, ventriloquist dummies. So I hop in. We drive to Virginia Beach, right? The first show ever. First show, we show up, and there's all these. It's like a hotel with all these black people, right? I mean, like Southern black. And he goes up there. I go up. I bomb fucking horrifically, right? Because these aren't college kids, and I don't have. I have 2 minutes of material, so I stretched out into 7. And then he goes up there, and he has this black dummy named Sonny, and he whips it out, and all of a sudden I hear, oh shit. Like, black people were really offended that they hit a life-size fucking black dummy. And then he kind of...
A life-size black dummy?
Yeah. And he started throwing his voice, and I'm like, we're going to get fucking killed. Like he just whipped out, we're in the fucking South, Italian guy, and he did okay. They kind of laughed. But that week, it was like the best week of my life. We stayed at a condo. We did Kazi's Comedy Club in Newport News. And that was my first actually like road gig ever.
And you weren't traumatized by it?
No, he guy was funny. He told me the story how he used to drive around with this dummy in like the passenger seat, and then one time he hit something and his van was on fire, and he said he like goes out and he's watching his fucking van burn, right? And the whole neighborhood's out watching this, right? Fucking sirens. So he's watching his shit burn, and he goes, "Oh my god, my dummy, Sonny, right?" So this thing's like this thing is worth $10,000 at the time. So he fucking runs in, he grabs the dummy, right, and he's bringing it out, and the thing is so burnt, the fucking body fucking goes, and everyone thinks it's a real kid. People think he just saved a black kid. They're like, oh my God, he just saved a black kid child. And the thing gets decapitated, right? And people are screaming, fucking horrified. They don't realize this is a ventriloquist dummy. And he said he goes around throwing his voice like, I'm okay. So yeah, so that's what
that's one of the funniest stories I've ever heard in my life. That has to be in a movie somehow.
I'm going to write it.
You got to put that in a movie.
So anyway, but anyway, paying your dues is my point.
Yes.
I can't tell you how many times I've bombed. I've lost count. I can't tell how many times I've failed. I've lost count. But people don't want. They don't. They want to become Twitter comics where you're funny on Twitter, you're funny on YouTube, and you're fun. But that's not fucking comedy. Mm-hmm. A lot of people can be funny on Twitter, and a lot of people can be funny on YouTube. But getting in front of an audience every fucking night and saying, "Please laugh at me. This is what I find funny," is hard, and it sucks, and you don't make any money for a long time. Mm-hmm. But if you love it, it's worth it.
Right.
And sometimes but I think of quitting. Fuck yeah, I'm like, well, what am I? I've been doing this for 20 years. Where's my special? Where's this? Where's that? And you can get caught up in that. Absolutely, you can get caught up. But then you go, okay. Do I love what I'm doing? Yes. Do I make people laugh? Yes. I mean, I did a show in Calgary. Somebody came up to me. They're like, hey, man, I'm with my friend, my brother. He has brain surgery. He's got 6 months to live. You made him laugh for the first time. I can't thank you enough. Like, when someone tells me that, something like that, like, okay, this is what I was put on this earth to do. Last week, somebody hit me up saying, hey, man, you talked about your OCD. I suffer from that, too. Thank you. That's, okay, fine. Mm-hmm. That's to me, that's worth more than $10,000 for a gig.
Right.
I mean, I still would like the $10,000, but it's still, that's the kind of shit that's priceless.
It keeps you going.
Keeps me going. Beyond keeps me going.
Yeah.
So anyway, but
it reminds you why you got into this business in the first place.
Yeah, exactly. And the problem also is that, people, success is viewed so many different ways. Some people view success as, okay, you're making it when you're on Netflix, or you're making it when you're on Comedy Central, or but then you go, okay, well, I make a living doing what I love. That's making it. Mm-hmm. Most people don't. Most people get called into work. They go, fuck, I have to work today. I'm like, fuck, I get to work today. Yes. Like,
right.
I'm begging for fucking work. Not begging, but that's where I want to work. Mm-hmm. Anyway, this is that fucking MMA podcast.
I know. It's been like 45 minutes.
Weird fucking spiritual fucking sorry. All right. Let's talk about BJ Penn is fighting Dennis Seaver. At first I was like, come on, BJ. Why do we keep doing this to ourselves? You were the best. You're one of the best. You're in the top 5 of all time. You're the prodigy. You beat Matt Hughes 2 out of 3 times. I believe it was 2 out of 3. You beat so many great people. You're the man. You went up a weight class and won a title. But what are we doing now? Then I think, okay, he's not fighting Gary Rodriguez. He's not fighting a young guy, a young prime guy. He's fighting Dennis Seaver.
He's old, right?
Dennis Seaver's also old, past his prime. All right, I'll take it. I'd rather not see BJ Penn taking more punishment. I've hung out with the guy. He's a fucking cool-ass dude. One of the highlights of my life was doing a comedy show and having BJ Penn and Matt Hughes and Cub Swanson in the front row for when I did the UFC gym Christmas party.
How do you not get nervous for those shows?
Oh, I was. They were dying laughing. I go, Matt Hughes, I didn't notice you without BJ Penn's nuts in your mouth. and it was one of the funniest. That was awesome. And BJ gave me a huge hug afterwards, and that was awesome. But at the same time, I don't want to see punchy BJ Penn. So I don't mind it now that it's Dennis Seaver. Also, Bellator is now doing a pay-per-view.
Is their first pay-per-view?
No, they've done it before, but they're having Chael fight Vanderlei Silva on it. It's June 24th. Day I'm getting married, and then
wow.
so Chael's not gonna be at my wedding, I guess. But then, unless Vandy pulls out, but then my girl was like, "You please don't watch the fight during our wedding," which I hadn't even thought about.
And now you're thinking of how you can watch it.
No, I know I'm not watching the fight, but it's funny that she thought about that before I did. I was
Wait, that's at Madison Square Garden, right?
MSG.
Wow.
And it's a good card. I think Chael should win. I think. Look, I heard with the Tito fight, that was kind of a short notice fight for him. He was not in shape. He wasn't in fighting shape. That was not the best. He also fought a bigger guy. I guess Vandy also could be a bigger guy, but I think Chael could beat Vanderlei Silva. I don't know how much Vandy has left, but Chael has not looked good in his last couple fights. So you're like, ugh. I mean, we're talking about He didn't look good against Tito. He didn't look good against John Jones. He didn't look good against Rashad Evans. You're like, come on. At the same time, I think he can beat Vandy, and I'll allow it. I do want to see it, but if he doesn't beat Vandy, all right, man. Like, we're too talented, Chael. We got too much going on.
Doesn't he have like 6 fights coming up in Bellator? Or
something
that?
ridiculous. They're also saying Fedor is going to fight Matt Mitrione on that card. Another card, another thing.
That's good.
Yeah, but other, like what Fedor are like we going to see? Is this going to be this Fedor that fought Fabio Maldonado? Looked horrible. I don't know. But once again, yes. Of course I'm going to watch this after my wedding the next morning.
For free.
For free. No. But Phil Davis and Bader, that's an interesting fight because I still think Phil Davis is in his prime. And Ryan Bader looked great against Ayur Latifi. Knocked him out with a great flying knee. So that's a good fight. What I do hope, though, is that they put some of these young guys on that card, some of Bellator's younger fighters. Hopefully they'll put MVP on that card. Hopefully they'll put the national champion who's lost a one fight to the guy from Guam, who's Dario Caldwell. Hopefully they'll put some of those guys, and even hopefully they'll put another what's the name on that card, Chandler. Because I think that's the future of
that would be a great card, man.
That's the future of that company.
Right.
Chael versus Vandy, not the what? Okay. Okay, I gotta. So anyway, as we're calling Andre Harrison, I put I'm actually looking for my dad can't watch my dog anymore. It's just too much for him.
I thought he moved back to New York.
No, he's still out here, but he can't. He told me, Adam, I can't do April. And it's hard. My dad's older. He's 70 years old, and he's gonna walk him at night. And my dog, hates other dogs, attacks dogs, and he's using pit bull fighting. So I put a post on Facebook. Can somebody watch my dog while I'm away? And I will pay that person. And Jessie Jess, the fighter, she said she would do it, which is cool. I like Jess a lot. And then Mayhem Miller said, I'm in. I mean, the only thing about that is I'll be able to see my plays on the news, but and I don't like my landlord people. Like, they're just kind of dicks, the guy downstairs. So I'm tempted, but who knows what could happen. Would
you feel comfortable with Mayhem Miller watching your dog, or even just staying at your apartment?
No, based on, no. Oh, come on.
We'll have to call that dude from Twitter who said...
What was that?
We'll have to call that dude from Twitter who said everybody we call on the podcast never picks up, and he said we'll just call him.
Yeah. I happen to know that guy.
Yeah.
He happens to be a nice guy, Kyle. It's funny because every time I'm on Periscope, he's like, Adam, guess what? I'm like, what? He's like, my balls are in the toilet or something. Something ridiculous, right? And so I meet this nice guy and the girl. And then he's like, and as he's leaving, he goes, Adam, guess what? I go, what? He goes, my balls were in the toilet, and walks away. I'm like, that's you, motherfucker. Like, he seems so normal.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm calling Andre Harrison. He's not picking up. I guess now that he's the champion, he's too good for us. These guys, I remember Cody No Love, before he was the champion, said to me, after his first fight, I was trying to help him out. He's like, hey, man, can you retweet this thing? I'm trying to get people to watch my first fight in the UFC. I said, no problem. I go, when you're big, give MMA Roasted a shout-out. It still has not happened from the Octagon.
It's coming, though. Yeah. I can feel it.
Can you feel it?
I can feel Cody Love is going to be in studio very shortly.
I happen to like that guy. So, him versus Dillashaw. It's going
to be interesting.
Yeah, now he's saying that Dillashaw, in practice, gave somebody a concussion or something, or like retired him. He made some kind of a weird cryptic tweet.
Like in sparring or something?
Yeah, in sparring, which I assume is Chris Holdsworth, who won the Ultimate Fighter, who I guess got hurt in sparring. So,
but yeah. TJ didn't do it on purpose, did he?
No. According to Cody, it was like kind of a strange tweet.
This is like the weirdest shit talking between these two guys. Like No Love is saying he has a tape on Dillashaw getting knocked out. Remember? And
yeah.
It's a weird one. I'm interested to see how this Ultimate Fighter season plays out.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it also.
Hello?
Andre Harrison.
Hello?
Hello, Andre Harrison.
Yes, sir.
What's up, man? It's Adam Hunter. You're on the MMA Roasted podcast. Called you 3 or 4 times. I guess you're too big for us now that you're the champion. You don't pick up anymore. I see how it is, man. I see how it is. How's it going?
You know that is not even the case.
Uh-huh.
Terrence isn't here, so they got me doing his class right now.
Oh, nice. Terrence who?
Terrence Hill.
Oh, nice.
I'm the striking coach here.
Nice. I'll tell him I said hello. Congrats on your big win, man. You're now the WSOF champion. You were the Titan champion. Then you go to the World Series. You collected another belt. I mean, do you feel you're finally getting some respect?
Finally, yeah, I think so. I think I'm finally starting to get some type of respect.
I mean, we've been saying it for years. I mean, were you a state champ in New York?
No, I didn't. I took third.
Took third in the state of New York, which is really hard to do.
Third and fifth, yeah. Guys, we're going to be in here if you want to go right out here.
Hello?
Actually, yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So you were third in the state of New York. But it's funny because I felt like during that fight, they weren't giving your wrestling that much props. They were hyping up Lance Palmer being this amazing wrestler. But I'm like, dude, Andre's a damn good wrestler too.
Yeah, I know. They didn't mention my wrestling once, which is cool. I understand he's a 4-time D1 All-American, so definitely has the wrestling accolades. But I did score the only takedown of the fight. I will put that out there.
Were you surprised that he kind of wanted to make it a striking competition and didn't go for the takedowns more?
No, I've seen him look for the takedowns a few times. He just couldn't get to it.
Yeah. No, it also seemed like he was throwing kind of wider shots, and you were throwing straighter shots. Is that how you planned it?
Yeah. I knew he threw loopy, so I was gonna throw straight shots and kind of keep him at bay. He's shorter, I have to reach, so I figured I'd use it.
I mean, he looked jacked. I was like, he looked like he was like a good 10, 15 pounds bigger than you, by the way. I know Black is slimming, but he looked like he was way bigger than you.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely was jacked. Yeah, you can put it on. He definitely was jacked. He felt like he was made out of granite, too.
Yeah,
but, just think that, again, it's not like I'm, some sloppy, out of shape, guy. I'm pretty put together myself.
No, I know. No, it was great. Now, was this the first fight you were ever the underdog in?
Say that one more time. I'm sorry.
Was this the first fight where you were ever the underdog?
Well, I think I was the favorite.
Oh, you were the favorite?
I think I was there, like minus 160.
Oh, wow. Because I felt like you were being overlooked. I felt like everyone was talking Lance Palmer. And no disrespect to Lance Palmer. He's a great fighter. I mean, I think in the UFC, he would beat most of the guys in the UFC. He's an elite fighter. But you beat him, 4 rounds to 1, possibly 5 rounds to 0. Really impressive, man. Fucking really impressive.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I think this might be the first time I'm hearing you saying this.
No, man. Look, I've been impressed with you the whole time. We've had you on the podcast many times. I've always thought that, when you had 20 followers, I was the one saying, fucking follow this guy, guys. This guy's the truth. He's the man. And now that you're this big star, like the other day, I asked you for an autograph. You like later, kid. I mean, it does seem like fame has gone to your head, but I get it. It's like been 3 days, so I will allow this.
You gotta excuse. You gotta let my head deflate a little bit.
Yeah,
that's all that is.
Now, are you still with that girl that you came to at my comedy show?
Yes, I am.
She's beautiful.
Thank you.
I mean, she's got to be really psyched, right?
Oh, she's all types of happy. Last night when I got home, all she had was my World Series belt on.
So she had her boobs hanging out, fucking everything, titties flying everywhere.
Everything, just the belt, the belt.
That is so hot. Can I smell that belt?
What the
fuck? That's super hot, man. Good. Wow. So, and then what about you have a daughter, right?
Yes, I do.
And how is your daughter on cloud nine?
Oh, she's ecstatic. She's like, see, I told you guys, my daddy always wins. Always. So,
that's awesome. Does she still live in Kansas City or Iowa or where else she is?
Colorado.
Colorado. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. And then the baby mama, did she send you a mean text being like, you still ain't shit or what?
No, she just pretty much like, give me a bank card. I want everything you made in your fight. And, and then some,
You got to be kidding me. Oh, God. Give her my bank card. She'll really be pissed off. So
Then she'll be wealthy.
Yeah, wealthy. Yeah, huge. Now, you're in the World Series. You're the champion. But now, what happened at Titan FC? Why did you leave Titan?
What happened with what?
With Titan FC. Why did you leave Titan FC?
I left Titan. Just originally it was just because I thought I would be able to get like more shows closer to home with World Series, and I really, really, really wanted to be on that MSG card. So that was one of the main reasons for leaving Titan, and I defended the belt 4 or 5 times in Titan, so wanted to go somewhere new.
Right. Now that you're with the World Series of Fighting, do you still want to get to Bellator or UFC, or are you cool with being the World Series of Fighting champion?
I love being a World Series of Fighting champ. I've gotten like so much love and everything from the fans and from the organization too. Like they really like put me out there to be their guy.
Okay, all right. So it's not like, so we're not looking at this as like a stepping stone. We're like, okay, we're the champion. They're paying me. But if the UFC came and said, hey, listen, Andre, we heard about your girlfriend with the belt and the titties flying. You're our guy. We want to have you in the UFC. Are you opposed to going to the UFC, or you'd have to sit down with Ray?
They would have to pay me, a good portion of money for me to want to change, because I'm making good money and everything right now, and regular rules.
Good, man. Now, when you came back to the hood, was it like Andre Harrison Day in the hood, where people were like, people going out and like twerking and stuff, and whatever happens in the hood? Is that how it like went down?
I can't even say that on the air. Right? You two guys in. I can't even tell you guys what happened. It was crazy.
Damn.
No, tell me what happened. You have to tell us what happened.
Touch them up, guys. Hold on 1 second.
All right. Well, is he filling up his gas? What's going on here?
What's the background noise? It sounds like there's kids in the background.
Yeah, I think he's teaching a class. Yeah.
Sunday school.
What do you think happened in the hood? I don't know what happened.
Guns shooting.
Well, pretty much
the
what
air?
happened was it was just a whole bunch of naked women in the hotel room.
Really?
Yeah, just a whole bunch of naked women.
And your girl was cool with that?
She was the cameraman.
Wow, they're really they're doing you right with the World Series of Fighting. Now, was it mostly white girls or black girls, Puerto Rican, Dominicans?
It was a good mixture.
Yep.
Mostly Spanish.
Nice. I like it. By the way, the guy that I coach with, my coach, Junior Amazon, you know him?
He wrestled at Uniondale High School.
He's a big fan of yours, by the way. He says you really helped him a lot in high school.
Yeah, we had some really, really good goals.
Yeah,
some really, really good goals.
He's super positive guy. That guy. I mean, he's one of those guys where like, no matter how bad my day is going, I see Junior and my day is that much better. I don't know what it is, man, but he is a good guy.
Yeah, he's a good dude, man.
Yeah.
He's definitely a good dude. Positive guy. Good wrestling too.
Yeah. So who are you training with now? And it's still you and Chris Wade, right? Yo, Andre. Hello.
Not Chris Wade. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Who's over there now?
Gregor Gillespie, Cody Fiore. Look across his head. There you go. Yeah, Cody Payne, Nick Fiore. Same squad as usual.
Now, have you guys ever thought about dojo storming Sarah Longo?
Do we what?
Have you guys ever thought about dojo storming them? Like you guys just go in there and just fuck everybody up?
Oh, touch them up, guys.
Dre.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, how do you think you guys would do against Sarah Longo for the king of the Long Island gyms?
We don't lose. We do well.
We don't lose.
We don't lose.
I like it, man. So now, who do you want to fight next?
Probably the guy that beat Silo. Yep. The guy that beat Silo. I think that would be a good fight. A lot of people were asking for it.
Nice. Now, it must have been pretty cool to have Randy Couture call your fight.
Yeah, it was, especially like hearing him laugh in the background. You know, with the first time that Lance got dropped. You know.
Yeah, I mean the last time you heard him though, he was almost out. You were really close to finishing that fight.
I was trying. Definitely tried.
You were so close. And what I liked about you is, you know, you didn't act a lot of times in that last fight you had in Titan FC with that crazy Brazilian guy. That was like the best fight I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
You were a little wild in that fight. Your hands were low. You kind of let yourself get a little unfocused. It was an amazing fight, but it seemed like you were a little bit all over the place. I've never seen a more disciplined Andre Harrison. So disciplined.
I thought I was composed there. Drop. Get up off your feet. Drop.
Yeah. Hey, do me a favor. Next time we do an interview, do it during your orgy. Maybe solve a crime during it, or maybe be in a well. There's definitely not enough distractions. Run into traffic, rob a bank. You know, because we definitely need more distractions right now. So.
I'm sorry. I got like 15 more minutes of this.
Andre, don't worry. Listen, brother. Let's do this again next week when you have more time, because I want to get the real Andre Harrison.
Yes, sir.
Yo, I'm really proud of you, man. You're a great guy. You're doing some great things. You're representing Long Island yourself. You're a role model. You got a hot wife. Keep it up, man.
Thank you.
All right, take care, man. All right, that was Andre Harrison.
Have you ever been in an orgy?
I've never been in an orgy. No. I've had threesomes and foursomes.
But isn't a foursome considered an orgy?
No, it's me and three girls. Never.
Yeah.
Well, not really, because they weren't doing stuff to each other.
Oh, well, they're all doing stuff to you.
Yeah. Which is hard because, like, you got to kiss one, and then another one's doing something down there, and then you got to have your hands. It's great if you have ADHD. I highly recommend it.
Oh, so you were good with it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Although, you know, the thing about threesomes is that somebody always gets left out. You know, there's always like a chick that's hotter that you're more into. And then the other one feels left out. So you have to like overcompensate with the other one. Like you have to kind of be more into the girl that's not as hot. Because if you just go for the hot one, the other one's just gonna like then she's gonna feel bad, be a good friend to the other one, and then might possibly leave. But if you go for the one that's not as hot and then treat the hot one, it'll fuck up the hot one's head a little bit. She'll be like, "Why isn't he talking to me?" And then she'll try to overcompensate, so you get both. It's a very I get to teach. This is something that I should be teaching. I should be getting paid to teach.
I can't wait for my first orgy or threesome. It's gonna be awesome.
It will be awesome, but you got to get the comedy, man. You can't do it. You can't. It's hard to do it unless you're like. That's the good thing about being a comic on the road.
So that's what led to the threesome was the comedy.
Always.
Wow.
Because girls see you on stage. They're like, oh, my God. They know that you're in town for a day or two. They like, oh, you know. But it's hard to like, it's hard to maneuver. You can't go out and say, hey, I want to have a threesome. Because then you sound like a fucking sleazeball. You have to sort of, and this is all pre-Bree, obviously. This is my 20s Adam. Maybe early 30s. But this is mid-30s. This is one of those things where you have to be able to finagle it. You have to really kind of like drinking games. Alcohol is always fun for that. Good for those kind of things. truth or dare, where you're like truth or dare. You can't. Truth or dare is a fun game, but you can't start too much. You can't go truth or dare, anal. You know, you're both gonna leave. You kind of have to go truth first, even though you're kind of just setting yourself up for the dares. But like truth or dare, truth. How many people have you been with? Or what's your favorite position? Or something kind of light and fun. And then eventually they get bored with that shit. They go dare. And they're like, all right, I dare you to kiss me. And then I dare you to kiss each other. Before you know it, then you just trash the whole board. And then you start jumping in, kind of a thing.
What about like spin the bottle? That'd be pretty fun.
No,
right?
that was great in high school, actually. Actually, was it middle school I played spin the bottle?
You actually played that with like a group of kids?
Oh, it was great. Especially, or 7 minutes in heaven. Now I can't even last 7 minutes in heaven. But you know, I don't. But the thing is, I don't drink anymore. The first time I ever got drunk, I was 16 years old. I was at a party, and I was at boarding school for kids who had troubled paths. You know, who had too much energy, and I was learning more about my life and talking about my feelings. And I'd go home to public school kids, and I would be so lost. I was a kid that got sent away. I wasn't dealing with anything. They're all about image. I was about like talking about coping with my mom leaving and this and that. So I felt like I was left out. So everyone would get drunk. They'd drink 40s at the high school. When you were 15 and 16, everyone would go drink 40s. That's what they did. And smoked weed. So I got drunk at a party one night, and I had like, I don't know, 5 or 6 beers, and I was fucking gone. The room was spinning. I couldn't handle my liquor. I'm like, who wants to wrestle? Right? That was what I was safe. So I picked the biggest kid. And I'm like, you. And I picked him up, I double-legged him, and I just slammed him on his head. And he was like my friend, too. It was kind of a dick move, right? Then I got up and started celebrating. Like, yeah. And I walked into a tree and then knocked myself down. Because I hit a fucking tree hard. I had a huge gash on my head.
You just walked into a tree.
Yeah, I turned around and then boom, I hit a tree. Or I walked into a tree. And there was this beautiful girl. And I remember she was cleaning me up. And I was so drunk, and I was wearing khakis, that I busted a nut in my pants just from her.
What?
Yeah, that's how drunk and my body. Yeah, and that was even more embarrassing.
Did she notice it?
I think so, and so did everyone else at the party. And then I just went home and like didn't go out for a couple weeks after that. That was my high school. That was my high school life in a fucking nutshell. All right, so what else?
In MMA news.
In MMA news,
there's a lot of new fights that have been made recently.
Tell me about them.
This one is announced about an hour ago. John Moraga versus Ashkan Mkhitaryan.
No way. Fucking, I have no idea who the fuck that guy. Ashkan Mkhitaryan. Well, John Moraga is a good fighter. So
did he just fight in the last card? Or
John Moraga
get a big ass cut on his head or something. I don't know.
Moraga, didn't he? He was the guy that he's a good fighter.
He's a good fighter.
So that should be. I think he's gonna win, but I don't know. Ashkan. So Nate Diaz has a refund. So okay, let's talk about Rockhold has called out Verdum. I think it's a bad move for Rockhold.
He have to go up to heavyweight, right?
He just got knocked out by Michael Bisping, and I'm pretty sure Verdum hits a lot harder than Michael Bisping. Mm-hmm. Granted, it's the punches that you don't see coming that hurt you. Still, Verdum is huge. He's a legend on the ground, so he's gonna have the grappling. I don't see where Rockhold can beat him other than in speed and striking. And Verdum did look pretty bad in his last fight, but still, even so, he beat Travis Brown. Didn't look great doing it, but did it. What are you doing, Rockhold? I mean, you're one fight away from getting that title shot again, and I think against Bisping you're 500, but you dominated the first one. You beat Jacare. Romero, he hasn't fought yet. Why would you go up and fight Verdum? There's everything. I mean, I guess if you lose to Verdum, but still too big. Bad mistake. Sorry, Rockhold. Bad mistake.
No heavyweight in his future.
Yeah. So this week, what else is going on this week? Is Invicta. There's some good Invicta fights. I'm excited about that. I like Invicta. I think that they, like I said, could be doing a lot better of a job promoting that product, because I think that I've never watched an Invicta card and not been entertained. They do a good job over there, but the people don't know the girls. Unless you're a hardcore MMA fan, or some lesbian, or like who likes women's combat sports, or you have some strange fetish, you really don't know women's MMA. And it's not because of the talent. They got a lot of talent. They're fun. My girl Tanya Ebinger is fighting in the rematch. I think she's going to win that fight. I think Tanya very underestimated Yana Kunistakas, or whatever fuck, I just butchered it. Her ground game. Tanya wins this fight, I believe. But there's the whole card's pretty good, actually. So I'm looking forward to that fight.
And the only way to watch Invicta's on Fight Pass, right?
Yeah, that's the only way, which is still fine. I mean, you have Fight Pass, right?
I steal other people's account information.
I mean, you steal them. People give them to you?
Yeah. But look at this fight that just got made. Benavidez versus Ben 10.
Oh, wow.
That's crazy, right?
Yes, that's a good fight for Ben 10, Nigan, and I don't know how. That's the guy that knocked out. Here's a guy that knocked out the guy that was dating Jessie Jess that beat the shit out of her. But I think she actually knocked him out, but he got arrested for domestic violence. She hit him with a kick or something while defending herself, and now the guy's dating Ashley Evans Smith. He's got tattoos all over his face. In Team Alpha Male, he got knocked out by Cody No Love's cousin during practice or dropped by him. The guy seems like a real dirtbag for what he does to women, and now he's actually on Instagram saying, "Hey, donate to charities for," and then Rowdy Beck called him out big time, like, you're such a fucking hypocrite. Anyway, this guy knocked him out. And Benavidez, though, look, I like Joseph Benavidez. He's awesome, but this is not a good fight for him. He's right there. Mm-hmm. I mean, I was at the Cejudo fight, which was a war, and I think it was a hard fight to score, really hard fight to score, even being there. There was so many punches thrown. But he's right there. And for him to fight, I think rematch Cejudo. That was a war, and the winner gets the winner of Demetrius Johnson's next fight. But I think he's going to run through this guy, Ben Yen. And although Ben, he hits hard. So this week, Tanya Evans is fighting on the card. Who else is on the card? Let me see. Deanna Bennett versus Jody Esquivel. That's a good fight. Deanna Bennett's a wrestler from Colorado. Jody's tough girl. I'm looking forward to that fight. Jin Free is this like hot girl who's like short and has a tattoo on her back, and she's like a rocket scientist or a nuclear physicist or some type of fucking crazy thing she does.
Wow.
We had her on the podcast, and she's got power. For like a little chick, she knocks fuckers out. And she's fighting Janasea Miranda, who's 9-0. I don't know who the other girl is, but she's 9-0, so that's impressive. Amber Brown, another tough girl, is fighting Ashley Cummins. That's a good fight. Yeah, Invicta's got a good card this week. I'm looking forward to it. Yes. And then, what else? What else can you tell me?
All right, there's still a lot more fights. Minotauro Nogueira versus Ayir Latifi.
Ooh. I think Latifi wins this fight.
Me too.
I think Nogueira's got to hang it up. Sorry. You're a legend. You're awesome. You're you're fucking pride fighter. You had wars. You've beaten many people, many great people, but what are we doing? What are we trying to prove here?
Right. Isn't he just coming off a knockout too?
I think he got I don't know. Can you look that up?
Let me look it up.
I know. I think Anthony Johnson took his head off in one of the fights, but I mean, you know, but Latifi I thought was going to beat Bader, and he got fucking starched. So Michael Bisping has a new podcast with Louis Gomez is a funny guy, funny comic, and he went off on Vitor Belfort. He said, "This is a sign of the pussy that Vitor Belfort is. This is a sign of a pussy that takes fucking steroids his entire career. Take steroids, you are a fucking pussy because you're so mentally weak. You feel you can't go out there and fight these people on a level playing field because you're gonna get your ass kicked. So you worry and you look for shortcuts. You look how you can cheat, and you think, oh, I'm going to take these steroids and they're going to build my muscle and make me recover better. All this type of shit. And they do give you advantages. They give you physical, psychological advantages. But if you need those advantages, you're a coward, you're a fucking pussy, and you're a cheat. And the very fact, anyone on steroids, his entire career, get their ass kicked, call out CM Punk. I'm not surprised, motherfuckers. As simple as that. And do this in a British accent in your head. And it speaks volumes to the character and level of a man, Belfort is. I wouldn't fucking piss on him if he was on fire. And
jeez,
I think Bisping's got a point. No, I don't think Belfort's a pussy. I think anyone who enters the octagon on steroids or not is not a fucking pussy. However, yeah. I mean, calling out CM Punk, I mean, really? That's fucking bizarre. I mean, do you need the money? Is that why you're doing it? You're fighting a guy who's 0-1 in his entire career with no amateur thing, and you're calling out a guy who's not even a fighter? Well, not really. There's a big asterisk if you call him a fighter. However, where Bisping has a real fucking point is that he kicked Bisping's eye is permanently damaged because of the fight that he had with Belfort, who was on stuff. I'd be fucking pissed too if I have to look in the mirror and I'm able to see behind me. Yeah, I'd be fucking pissed. I think Bisping's got a point. I understand why he's saying that. If my eye was permanently fucked up because I fought someone who was using shit damn fucking straight, I'd be pissed.
Right.
Holy shit, I would.
Do you think Belfort is calling CM Punk out because he sees it as like an easy win and it'll look better on his record? Because he's lost like, what, 5 in a row?
He hasn't lost 5 in a row, but I think he sees it as a money fight, too.
A money fight.
I mean, yeah, the easiest fight for the most amount of money that he can possibly get. By the way, Jason Ellis has a fight coming up in King of the Cage. I think Ellis is going to win. I'm actually, by the way, Andre Harrison says he's so sorry. They call me in the last minute. Dude, don't be fucking sorry, Andre Harrison. You're the champion of the fucking World Series of Fighting. I understand you had shit to do. I'm honored you came on the podcast, dude. No need to apologize. We'll do this again. If you were in town, I'd fucking make you the co-host. So
we need one right now.
Yeah, we need. So fucking don't apologize, Andre Harrison. Thank you for. I appreciate you. It's apologizing to me, but bro, it's all good. So what were you saying, by the way?
I have no idea.
Vitor Belfort calling out CM Punk.
Yes.
Yeah. I think it's. I think maybe he said it as a joke. I don't think he really wants to fight CM Punk. I think maybe he's being funny, and because he's Brazilian and is not known for his comedy, people are taking it seriously. I don't think he really wants to fight CM Punk.
Who do you think wins in that fight?
That's the thing. That's another thing. Ask me that 5 years ago, 3 years ago, I would say Vitor Belfort wins on the way to the octagon. I don't even think he has to. Yeah, I don't think he has to even go into the cage to beat CM Punk. I think he sneezes and CM Punk fucking falls down because he'll have like roided germs that will go land on CM Punk and cause him to fucking lose. But this version of Vitor Belfort, I still think beats CM Punk, but it's a lot closer than it would have been. I mean, damn straight. I mean, roided Belfort was the scariest fighter I've ever seen. We're talking about a guy who knocked out Rockhold in the first round via fucking spinning wheel kick or whatever the fuck he did. Guy that took out Bisping. I mean, this dude was insane. I mean, he was probably the best fighter I've ever seen. But dad bod Belfort. I mean, not even dad, fucking grandpa bod or fucking homeless uncle bod fucking Belfort is not the same fighter. It's not even close. So that being said, maybe CM Punk gets to win. Although, how does he beat him?
How crazy would that be if CM Punk?
If I was CM Punk, I would take the fight. Because if you lose to Vitor Belfort. And if you win, you beat one of the greatest fighters of all time in their prime, loaded. But even without stuff, when he was Pride, Vitor Belfort was a scary fucking man. He knocked out Vanderlei Silva in like 47 seconds or something. Insane. That Vitor Belfort was a scary man. I mean, Jesus. So CM Punk, take that fucking fight. So Jason Ellis is fighting a guy who has I think his record is 15-24. But he's lost his last 13 out of 14 fights.
Okay, that's good.
But he has won a fight like 4 fights ago. I think Ellis wins this fight. The guy, I think Ellis is going to win this fight. I believe.
How do you even still continue to compete in MMA when you've lost that many times?
I don't know.
In your records, do you think it's just some random dude, like a generic dude, like a dad who just thinks he's a badass and
no?
signs up for
He
this
fought
stuff?
some pretty decent guys. There were some guys up there that he's fought some good guys. It just
Hello?
I don't know. Colby Covington, how are you?
Yes, sir. What's up, man? How you doing? I'm doing good.
Good. You're on the MMA Roasted podcast. It's me, Joe the Kid Perez. Big fan of yours, man. You've been killing it. Your last fight against Barberena. Actually, my girl will forever be mad at me because of you, and I'll tell you why. We were going shopping for wedding rings, not wedding rings like wedding bands, and you were fighting Barberena, and it was such a close fight, such a crazy fight that I was watching it on my phone.
Such a close fight? Are you serious?
Not close fight. It's such a good, exciting fight.
Come on, dude.
A very exciting fight. That I was watching the fight while shopping for wedding rings, and my girl was like, this is, and I tried telling her that I know you guys, and that marriages can be temporary and losses stay on your record, but she wasn't feeling it. But it was a very exciting fight. Very exciting fight. So,
Thank you, man. Much respect. I appreciate that.
no problem. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. Just getting out of training, my second training for the day at American Top Team. So I'm feeling good. There's nothing like a good feeling after you get done working out.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, absolutely. Who were some of the guys that you're training with?
I train with like Jorge Masvidal and Nate Coy and like Thiago Alves and Will Brooks and Dustin Poirier.
Fuck.
Guys like that.
You got straight killers. Straight killers. Now, you've been calling out Dos Anjos, Rafael Dos Anjos, really, really funny. You really want him. How close do you think you can get this fight or what?
I don't know. I think there's maybe a strong possibility, that I guess some of my tweets got under his skin. So I think that he told Sean Shelby that Colby's tweets got under his skin. So we might be fighting soon.
Now, what about him makes you want to fight him so much?
Just he's a big name and he's coming up to welterweight 170. And I don't know if he's ever fought at 170. I don't believe he has, but he's coming up to 170. He thinks he's going to come up to 170 and just jump to the front of the line and be at the top of the pack, But that's not going to happen. This is my division now, and if you want to come to the top pack, you're going to have to go through me. So that's why I want that fight.
Now, you tweeted this thing where it was like a fake Gmail account, and then you pretended that you were all these people saying some of the funniest shit to him. About you had his mom saying, "I don't want you hanging out with Cody No Love." You had Uriah Faber saying tanning, what kind of tanning lotion to use, moisturizer. You saying sign the dotted line, but I'll bury you like the fucking British did. And then you go on Dana White perspective about Covington. It was hilarious. Did you make this yourself?
I got creativity, man. You don't sleep on me in the creativity department. I know what the UFC wants to see, so I'm just saying that I'm coming, man. I want that number one gold spot, and I'll do whatever it takes to get there.
I mean, you were so funny. You had Ariane Celeste saying that you want your phone number by any means necessary. Get me Colby's number.
Man, every time I'm on the UFC scale, man, she's staring at my ass. I catch her staring at my ass, like, what's that all about? Like, why is she doing that?
So you think Ariane is like checking you out? You think she wants to bang you?
I think so, man. I think all that other stuff is accurate. Joe Rogan's trying to get some onus supplements, and John Jones is doing his thing. So
Have you talked to Ariane at all?
No, I haven't talked to her. I'm just joking.
But then you had Edmund saying, "Don't fuck with me. If you ever much look at Ronda again, I will fucking whoop your ass so fast." I mean, you had John Bones. I hear you recently got back from Colombia. Do you remember me? So Jones is trying to get the guy from cocaine. Scott Coker says, "Please stop calling." So he's actually trying to get the Bellator. You have Cathal Pendrick.
Hey, man,
Yeah.
You may think that was fake, man. It's not my fault. I got a hold of the email account, man. Don't hate me, man. I never said it was fake, so don't blame the messenger, man.
Then you have Steven Seagal hit him up saying you talked to Stitch, you got some secret moves. You didn't even show the Cormier. Then you had Rafael Cordero says a idea, let's break that foot, easy way out. I mean, this is hilarious, dude. This is like fucking top-notch comedy, bro. Good work with this. Good work.
I'm trying to get on your level.
All right, relax.
That's not that good.
If I can be a quarter as funny as you are, then I'll be good in life.
Oh, thank you, man. By the way, when you came to my show right before your fight, that really meant a lot.
Oh, bro, it was awesome to be there, and it's always good to get a good laugh out of you before a fight. You always take the pressure off, and it's awesome to see you every time.
Oh, thanks. No, and then when I went to your fight, while you were walking to the cage, you're like, "Hi, Adam," and I was like, "Hey, what's up?" Like, you actually said hello to me while you were walking to the octagon, which was also like I couldn't believe it. That was awesome as well. I was like, "Holy shit!" I was like, "That's fucking." That was really cool. I felt very.
That's my boy.
I think my girl blew me that night, actually. So thank you for the.
That's hilarious.
So I mean, you're a guy though that I always say that I think that this new UFC thing is hurting guys like you, the new WME thing, because when you make GSP fight Bisping, or you make some of these like fights that don't really make any sense logistically, you're taking away from the rankings, And guys like you who are, what are you, 12-1, 13-1? I mean, I don't know what your record is, but it's something really good. You get overlooked because you're not this you're not from Ireland or you're not from Australia or England or some of these places where they have, you're from Florida, but you're making noise by fighting. But it seems like that's a lot harder of a road than just making noise because you have some kind of gimmick and you're a good fighter.
Yep. Absolutely. That's been a tough thing, because with my style of fighting and everybody knows I'm improving, I'm at the best gym in the world, just getting better every day. So, it's tough to get fights, like for my style, if I don't start doing something and trying to get my name in the media and this and that, I'm not going to get those big fights because, I'm winning a lot of fights. Obviously, I'm winning 95% of the time. And the thing is that, it's these days it's tough to get fights. A lot of guys are turning me down. They offer contracts to guys like Ryan LaFleur, Cameron Usman, and they openly denied them and declined them and said, no, I don't want to fight him openly. And there's other guys, too, but, it's tough to get fights, man. I'm trying to stay active and show the UFC that I'm the best in the world, but, you can't do that if you don't get fights. So, I'm here right now ready to go against anybody. I'm not picking anybody. I don't give a fuck. I want to fight the best. So put him in front of me and I'm going to show him what I'm capable of.
You're right there. You are one of the best. I talked to a lot of your training partners, guys like Dean Thomas, and they're very high on you. They're extremely high on you. So now you called out Cowboy. Do you think that could possibly happen?
As in Cerrone?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It's not out of it's definitely not out of reach. It's something that I'm right there. Look at my wins. I've been on. I got 6 fights in the UFC, 6 easy wins in the UFC, never lost a round. So, I think they need to give me a step up on competition. And I've been fighting a lot of these fights injured, man. 60% of the time I go in the UFC octagon, I'm injured. Fractured rib in my one loss. Fucking last fight, torn MCL before the fight. One of my first fights, broken foot in Brazil. So, helping me, I'm dangerous, man. I'll beat anybody in the world, dude. And you heard it here first.
I believe it. Now, I've heard from, I remember Bubba was saying at American Top Team, some of the sparring sessions, people are just trying to take their heads off. Is that how it's going down there?
There was a time when it was something like that, and it was tough trainings and guys were, beating each other up. But, the gym's evolved a lot, and that's what you got to do as a fighter. You got to evolve and go get better with the curve, and that style of fighting and doing that in the gym, people were starting to realize that affects the fighters and the longevity of their careers. So, a lot of the guys, they're not training like that. A lot of us are smarter now. We're, being a lot more, find a partner that you can trust, that you work with, and not just go in there like fucking 2 dogs trying to take each other's heads off, So
no training with Hector Lombard anymore, or no?
What's that?
So you and Hector Lombard are no longer training partners?
I was never really training partners with Hector Lombard. I think one time he wanted me to wrestle with him, and I was wrestling with him and taking it down and stuff. But besides that, we never really trained. We weren't really sparring partners. He goes hard in the gym, and I'm not looking to go hard. I'm trying to save that in a fight. You want to see me in a fight, you're gonna have your fucking hands full. I don't give a fuck who you are.
Yeah, absolutely. Now UFC 210. Let's talk about that. Cormier versus AJ. Who do you like in that fight?
I got to go with Cormier. He broke Anthony the first time, and when you have that type, when you know that you've broken someone, that's a pretty strong feeling. So, I think he's gonna get it done again.
Yeah, it's hard. It's just
who do you like?
I like Cormier, but Johnson took that fight on short notice, and he's got that one-punch power. That's the only thing. It's true. When you have that kind of power, you're always in the fight. It's I feel like Cormier can make Johnson can make a couple mistakes. Cormier can't make any. But that being said, I think you're right. I think Cormier wins that fight. I think. Weidman Mousasi.
I got to go with Mousasi, man. He's looked like a killer, and Weidman looks like he's dropping off, and there's been a lot of accusations that Weidman was on the juice, and USADA's fucking him up. So, I'm going to go with Mousasi.
Where did you hear those accusations from? Allegations?
I just heard them, from some friends, some people within the business. So I'm gonna keep that to myself. But that's just what I heard. He looks a little different these days.
Yeah, I mean the thing about Weidman also, I feel like sometimes, like getting there, you're so hungry getting there. You're just so fucking hungry.
Yeah.
And, I mean, literally, he was hit with the hurricane. He lost his family. He had nothing. He was a 10-1 underdog, some kind of ridiculous underdog against Anderson Silva when he got there. But staying there is a fucking difference. It's been hard for some of these guys to stay there, And but I think Weidman can win. I think Mousasi wrestling could be his Achilles heel, and I hopefully we get back to the old Weidman, the embrace to grind Weidman, the All-American wrestler Weidman. And I think that guy can beat Mousasi. If he tries to strike with him, it's over. Thiago Alves, Patrick Cote.
I gotta go with Thiago Alves, my training partner and friend. Always room for the Pitbull. That's my boy.
How's he looking?
He's looking good, man. He's ready to go. He's healthy. He feels good, So, I think he's gonna get it done. I think Cote is, on the way out. He's a lot older these days, so I think he's gonna get it done.
Now, Will Brooks, Charles Oliveira, that's a rematch, correct?
No, that's not a rematch.
Oh, okay.
I think Will fought a different Oliveira.
Oh, a different Oliveira. Okay. You're right. This is the Bronx.
This is the guy that's coming up from 145.
Yes, right. You're absolutely right. So, Oliveira's ranked number 9. How's Will looking?
He looks really good, man. He looks sharp. He looks fast, He looks ready to go, man. I think he's hungry right now. He's motivated after his last fight. It's coming back from a loss, really, that's what shows what you're all about, your character, and, how you're in the gym after a loss and how you're carrying yourself and this and that. So, I think he's hungry right now, and he's going to get the job done.
Another guy who I feel like is extremely overlooked, along with you, is Kamaru Usman. He's taking on Sean Strickland. A guy goes by the name of Tarzan. Trains over here in California. Who do you like in this fight?
I mean, I don't even care, dude. They're both waste of time, Kamaru Usman's been ducking me since CFA days in Florida. The guy won't fight me, but he wants to say he's the best wrestler in the division. I think that's fucking hilarious. Oh, you want to overlook me? You think you have better credentials than me? He wrestled D2. I wrestled D1. There's a difference in levels. And another thing is, I think it's funny, he's putting up pictures. Oh, I was an NCAA All-American in favor of NCAA Division I All-American week, and that's Division I. He was a Division II wrestler. I think that's hilarious because he's a fake, and he's trying to protect that ranking. He's got that 11 ranking. That's a fucking joke. He won't fight me. He's a fucking joke. So, I don't even give a fuck about that fight.
But didn't he train at the Olympic Training Center? And, I mean, he does have some good wrestling credentials.
What does that mean, dude? Anybody can go to the Olympic Training Center. I mean, if you fucking filled out an application partner to go be a training partner at the Olympic Training Center, you could do it, Adam.
Oh, maybe I should go there.
You should, bro. Let's go there together, man. I know some of the coaches, Brent Metcalf and guys like that over there. I know those guys, man.
Jesus.
Les Gutches.
So, but what about this guy, Sean Strickland? He's 18-1. I don't know much about him, but he's 18-1. That's pretty good record. He has a win he beat Tom Breeze, Alex Garcia. He beat Luke Barnott, a fight that I thought he lost. He beat Bubba McDaniel, who I think is my Uber driver now. I think Kamaru beats Sean Strickland. I do think he wins that fight.
Yeah, he probably will. That kid, all he does is jab. He's tall. He's not very good against guys that pressure fight him. He has to be the nail. He has to be the hammer. He can't be the nail. So, I don't know. It's really just a showcase of the guys that are like the gatekeepers, on the outside. So they're not relevant, really.
All right. Pat Cummings, Jan Blachowicz.
I got to go with Cummings, man, for the wrestlers, man. He's going to hold it down for the wrestlers and get it done.
Yeah, I like Pat Cummings, man. I remember when he was living with Mayhem at Mayhem's house, and he had just gotten out of jail for stealing stuff at Penn State, coming back and robbing college kids or something.
What?
He went to jail for a year with Eric Bradley, and then he came out, and then he lives with Mayhem. I think living with Mayhem was worse than jail. But
that's hilarious.
I like Pat Cummings too. And then
how's Mayhem doing?
He's doing better. I actually posted that I needed someone to cat and dog sit, and Mayhem's like, I'll do it. I'm like, you out of your fucking mind? That's all I need. I would only do that if I wanted this place to blow up. But well, you know, when Mayhem's in like the gym, he's doing great. I mean, he's got a huge heart. And he's a guy that drove 2 hours one time. It's funny, he actually drove 2 hours to talk to my wrestling team that I coach and give him like a motivational speech. Yeah, but then like the next year he's on the news. There's a fucking SWAT team looking for him the next year. All I could think about was like the parents was like, this is the guy that motivated my kids to wrestle. Like, I was like, oh shit, maybe that wasn't the right guy.
That's so funny.
Maybe not the best role model.
No, but you know, Mayhem's he's an OG, and I have to get his lawyer because he's gotten out of like 50 things that other people would have gotten arrested for and put away. I mean, the fact that he had a SWAT team looking for him, and it was on KTLA with helicopters because he barricaded and didn't do any fucking jail time. Who the fuck is... I mean, he must have dirt on every judge in California or something. But, and then my girl, Caitlin Chukagian. She's fighting Irene Aldana. You know Caitlin?
Nah, I don't know who that is.
She's really cute. She trains out in at like Saralongo, Pennsylvania. She's hot. She's got a great ass.
Nice.
Yeah, and she's actually a pretty cool chick. She lost to Liz Carmouche, but it was a good fight actually. UFC 200, and she beat Lauren Murphy.
Okay.
So, what about you?
Okay, nice.
Any new women in your life?
You know, I can't talk about that right now, but yeah, you know, I'm chilling, man. You know, I'm focused on my dreams, my goals. You know, so
I like how you'll call like the fucking baddest people in the world pussies, but I go, you have a girlfriend? I can't talk about that. Like anybody else, like, yeah, man, I'm fucking this one or that one. Hey, what do you think about this guy? Are you crazy? That guy? But fucking Kamaru Usman, you're calling a pussy. The guy looks like fucking 37 Greek gods combined, but your girlfriend you're afraid of. Like, what's going on?
No, I mean, I haven't found the one yet, you know? I mean, that's just it, you know?
Are you on Tinder and Bumble, or?
No, fuck no, dude. I don't do Tinder or any of that bullshit, fucking matchmaker shit. I'm not... That's just weird to me, man. I'd rather be in the gym training, you know, and if something happens, something happens. If not, it doesn't, you know? Whatever's meant to be is meant to be.
Yeah, but you're a college athlete. You were John Jones' roommate in college, and all you guys did back in Iowa was bang townies and actually beat up townies and like fuck their girlfriends and like fuck girls on farms and stuff. Now you're in Miami, which is the hottest Cuban asses in the world. You're not telling me that you're not running through some of that.
I mean, I'm enjoying life, you know. I'm taking it one day at a time, you know. It's the journey to the gold belt, Adam. That's what it's all about. You know, you got to have fun. You got to enjoy life. So, you know.
Well, you're right there, man. People are starting to realize, man. Look, as a comic who I feel like I'm in a similar place that you are in my comedy career, where I'm like, I'm fucking killing every night. People are coming to me being like, dude, that was the funniest shit I've ever seen. Why aren't you on this? Why aren't you on that? And I'm fucking every night, people are like, I don't want to follow you. I don't want to follow you. I'm not following you. And I go out there and I fucking give it 100%, and I'm getting standing ovations in fucking Reno or some fucking podunk town, and then I'm watching this one having that, like, I'm driving past fucking Eliza Schlesinger's billboard going, what the fuck? And I hear you. But I'm telling you what I tell myself is that eventually, when you're the best, if you're the best, doors will have to open, and you're getting there, Colby. You're fucking getting there. The people will realize it because you're a monster. What's his name? Brian Barberena is a tough motherfucker. That's a guy who beat Warley Alves. He fucking, obviously ran through Sage Northcutt and everything else. He hadn't lost in like a long time, and you beat him up. I mean, you're right there, dude. It's just people are eventually going to realize it. So I realize it, Colby.
I appreciate that, bro.
No
support means everything, man.
No problem.
On the show again.
Of course, we're gonna get you back on the show soon. Colby, you're the man. Have a great weekend.
All right, Adam. I'll talk to you soon. Take care, guys.
Take care, brother. All right, that was Colby Covington. I fucking love that guy.
How rare is it to actually get a funny MMA fighter?
Oh,
how rare is that?
That dude's fucking hilarious.
Yes.
He's a good dude, too.
He is. You can have him in studio. But he lives in, what, Florida?
Florida, that's the fucking problem. Listen, we're having a new studio mid-April. Here's some big news, people. We got a new studio, 4-camera shoot each podcast. 4 cameras. Going to be on YouTube. Going to be edited. We're having people getting behind it. They're going to promote it. We're fucking... things are
sponsors.
Things are coming together. And we'll be able to do Skype, like the MMA Hour or whatever else, these things.
Yes.
And so the good news is that people listening, you're going to be like our OG audience and be like, holy shit, I was there back when fucking those guys had nothing. So while you're at it, you could be eating. What do you want to be eating? Blue Apron. Blue Apron's the #1 fresh ingredient and recipe delivery service in the country. Their mission is to make incredible home cooking accessible to everyone. They achieve this by supporting a more sustainable food system, setting the highest standards for ingredients, and building a community of home chefs. They've established partnerships in over 150 local farms, fisheries, and ranchers across the U.S. And as a result, their seafood is sourced sustainably under standards developed in partnership with the Monterey Bay Aquarium Seafood Watch. Yes, healthy seafood. Beef, chicken, and pork come from responsibly raised animals. Okay, unlike you, Joe, who's not a responsibly raised animal. Blue Apron can be delivered to 99% of the continental U.S. and 99.5% of food desserts. So, because they ship the exact amount of each ingredient required of each recipe, they're reducing food waste. We're not wasting food. Okay, so I'm telling you, cooking together, they build strong family bonds, and you could spend a lot of times money at restaurants or at high-end grocery chains. They can now spend under $10 per person for a delicious meal. So check them out. It's affordable. They got variety, flexible. It's easy, and it's guaranteed freshness. That every ingredient in your delivery arrives ready to cook, or they'll make it right. Check out this week's menu and get your first 3 meals free with free shipping by going to blueapron.com/MMA Roast. You'll love how good it feels and tastes to create incredible home-cooked meals with Blue Apron. Don't wait. That's blueapron.com/MMA Roast. And listen, people, I want you guys to have money. So I'm here to talk to you about the boatload of money you can make this week betting at mybookie.ag. If you haven't checked them out, it's the perfect time to get in the action. March Madness is here. Lay down some money and score big on college hoops. Join me and thousands of online players at mybookie.ag. Are you sick of getting the runaround when you ask for a payout? I sure am. Join MyBookie. I only recommend a service that's been good to me and our listeners. You're wasting your time betting anywhere else. Join now at MyBookie. Will match your first deposit with a 50% bonus. That's right. If you win $100, you get an extra. No, if you join with $100, you get an extra $50 to play with. Use promo code MMA50 to activate your offer. Call them, 1-844-900-BETS. Play, win, and get paid. What else are we talking about?
Well, like I said earlier, there's a lot of fights that have just been recently made, but there's one fight coming up that for some reason just does not make sense, and that is Derek Lewis versus Mark Hunt. You know what I'm saying?
I think they want Hunt to get beat up so bad he forgets he's doing the UFC.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that I can think of.
Exactly.
At the same time, this is a winnable fight for Mark Hunt. Every fight is a winnable fight for Mark Hunt when you have the power that Mark Hunt has. I think he could beat Derek Lewis. He's got insane power. But, man, I was at the Mark Hunt Overeem fight. I was second row.
Yes.
And it was the loudest thing I've ever heard. It was like a Metallica concert. That knee from Overeem was just boom. And watching Hunt on the ground like that, Mark Hunt has been through so many wars. I mean, more wars than fucking Canada, the U.S. I mean, he's like so many wars, man. But the Beast got knocked out by Mitrione. I think Hunt hits harder than Mitrione. He can catch him. The Beast isn't exactly the smartest fighter out there.
With those leg kicks.
I mean, he's not the smartest fighter out there. He does things that technically wrong, but gets away with it because of his power. But he could also go out there and just knock Mark Hunt out, I think. Although every time Mark Hunt gets knocked out, it seems like it's with a kick or a knee. I don't know if he ever got knocked out with a punch. Maybe, I'm sure he has. I'm sure one of you MMA nerds is going to fucking hit me up. Be like, dude, just so you know, in fucking UFC -720, he got knocked. I mean, okay, so save it if he has. I don't think he has. He's got a fucking massive chin. I mean, that's the point. Can Derek Lewis hurt him? I don't know. Lewis does seem to knock people out, but he seems like he does it with an accumulation of punches. He doesn't, I don't know, have that same one-punch knockout that Mark Hunt has. I don't believe. But he hits fucking hard, and he's on the up, and Hunt's on the way down. And I feel bad that Mark Hunt is going to make this fight. At the same time, Hunt goes out there, knocks out Derek Lewis in 1 fucking minute, and all of a sudden we're talking about Mark Hunt again. Mm-hmm. I mean, this is the same Mark Hunt that lost 5 in a row before he won 5 in a row. So he's one of those dudes that can end his fight quickly. So maybe the fight doesn't make perfect sense, Joe.
Maybe it does.
Maybe it does, because any fight where I'm like, I don't know who's going to win, makes sense.
That's true.
The fights where I'm like, oh, this dude's going to murder him, and usually that's what happens, make no sense. But this is not a bad fight. Another fight is Johnny Hendricks, Tim Boesch, that just got made for UFC Oklahoma City, which is the day after my wedding. It kind of sucked because I kind of wish that it doesn't suck. I'm getting married, but there's a comedy club in Oklahoma City that I would like to do that date with, because I do the Looney Bins, but so be it. That being said, I think Hendricks wins this fight.
Me too.
I think he's got better stand-up than Tim Boesch, better wrestling, and he looked great against Lombard. Boesch did beat Lombard, but I think that Hendricks could knock him out, especially Fat Hendricks. Fat Hendricks is a lot scarier than Rip Hendricks.
You think so?
Yes. When he was fucking people up, he had that big, stupid gut, and that's when he was on his tear. That's when he knocked out Martin Kampman and John Fitch and these other guys. When he started going on Weight Watchers and looking like a fucking ripped motherfucker is when he actually was worse. Certain guys are like that. Body type doesn't necessarily lead to good fighting. Mm-hmm. You wish it did, but that's not the way it works. Sage Northcutt would be the champion for the rest of his life if that was the case. I mean, Sage Northcutt has these legs that I've never seen on a human being. I mean, he looks like a bodybuilder. And Brian Barberena looks like my local pot dealer, And Brian Barberena finished Sage Northcutt. So it doesn't go by body type. Mm-hmm. It just does not the way it goes. It's like with chicks. Sometimes you meet a chick and you're like, this chick's going to be amazing in bed. I remember I once picked up an exotic dancer at a strip club in Vegas, and she had been on TV before on a reality show that may have starred Bret Michaels. And I'm like, you know what? This is going to be the best sex I've ever had. This is going to be it. This is going to be we're going to hang from the chandelier, and I'm going to get fucking an upside down blowjob, and I'm going to get this. She was all tatted up, big fucking titties, and everything pointed to this is going to be the freakiest sex I've ever had.
Yes.
She laid there like a fucking starfish. It was awful.
A starfish?
A starfish. It was horrible. She laid there and went, ow, ow, you're too big, right? Which happens when you're me, okay? But that's what happened. It was awful. It was fucking horrendous. And she had the body type and the look and the occupation of someone that you thought was going to be amazing. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't. And maybe it was me, okay? Maybe she says I sucked in bed, but I don't think so, because I know me, and I didn't suck in bed that night. There are times that I'm better than others, but whatever. I'm not blaming me on this one, because I'm me, and I like to fucking stick up for myself, because no one else is. So, that being said, then there's girls where you're like, so she looks like she's had sex once or twice before, or 3 times, and she just doesn't have that look, and no tattoos or piercings, or never had a tongue ring, or just long-term boyfriend, and all odds she's an accountant or something, or
right.
A secretary at a fucking law firm. This is gonna suck, and your fucking dick has experienced things that never stuck. That's the way it goes.
Yeah.
So
I don't know what it is. What do you think it is about a girl who, like, maybe she's not the prettiest girl, boring job, boring life, but when it comes to the bedroom, she's a dirty freak?
Sometimes you just have more to prove.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's other stuff involved. I think that girl might have been on muscle relaxers or something. The first one. But sometimes there's other factors. You can't tell. You can't always tell. Mm-hmm. And for the most part, chicks in the sex industry or the stripping industry or whatever, the cocktail waitresses are usually fucking pretty good out there. The Vegas girls. Yeah, you get an aberration here or there. But so I'm just saying, body type doesn't always matter. And I don't even know why the fuck we got in this conversation. We somehow went into Sage Northcutt, but that's what I'm saying. Anyway, but look, my girl, satisfies me like times 50. I've never been with she beats all of them, honestly.
That's great.
And hopefully you guys don't know that, okay? But she's the perfect amount of freak, classy, sweet. I cannot be happier. And when you find that person, listeners, marry that fucking person, okay? Because sometimes they're hard to come by. Someone that you just connect with. For you. It's all different. It's for you. Mm-hmm. Sometimes girls could just be too. It's too much. You could have people that do too much. There was one chick in college that was like, "I'm gonna give you the best blowjob ever." I was like, "Fuck yeah," She goes out there and she puts cream all over my dick and starts blowing me, and the cream's not edible. So she's just fucking gagging.
Like shaving cream?
No, like lotion. But it wasn't. And I'm like, at the time, I thought it was a great idea. I don't know. I was lying there. I thought she knew what she was doing. She was fucking throwing up, hurling the fucking cream in the bathroom. I had to hold her head. I almost had to take her to the fucking ER. She swallowed a bunch of fucking cream that wasn't edible. And I was jerking off. I don't want to waste the cream. But it doesn't matter, okay? You get the point. Sometimes you could do too much. There's too much you can do out there, people. All right.
Oh, my God. That sounds terrible.
Terrible, man. Anyway, all right. So another fight that's been made is a girl I like from Australia, Jessie, on the OKC card. Talk to me. On the Oklahoma City card?
Okay, I was thinking OK Cupid.
No, yeah, on the OK Cupid card. It's her versus Match.com. No, the OKC UFC card. The girl who's actually cute.
I know Felice Hair got a fight.
Is it Felice? Justine Kish, right? Is she fighting Felice?
Maybe. I know that's probably it. Is she blonde?
Yeah. She's a cool chick, too. I actually hung out with her. Really cool. Like, out there. Like, it's weird. But she was on The Ultimate Fighter. No, I think she's 135 and didn't make weight. Or maybe she was 115 and didn't make weight.
Yep. Felice Herrig versus Justine Kish.
That's a good fight. That's a good fight right there. Justine's inactive. And I think she was like homeless when I met her. She was like staying, I don't know, on a fucking couch or something. But she's a good fighter. And cool chick. And so is Felice. Although Felice is so funny, man. Like, I follow Felice on Instagram. And all she does all fucking day is she's like, "Hey, I'm doing my toes or something. I'm painting my toenails." Mm-hmm. And she sets the phone up and puts it on thing, and then she just watches. You would watch her do her toes or knit or try on bikini suits, but doesn't answer anybody. People are saying, "Hey, Felice, what's going on?" Doesn't even look at the comments. That's pretty fucking annoying. At least when you do Instagram Live or Facebook Live, talk to the fucking people.
Right.
Or have something like, okay, I'm at a concert you maybe would want to see. Or I'm at an event. Or I'm at a fight. Don't just do, like, hey, watch me paint my fucking toenails, and every comment's like, you're so hot, or oh my God, or do you do porn, or hi, Felice, and then me going, want to come on the podcast? Or whatever it is. But motherfucker, it's so annoying watching this. I'm like, anyway, okay, so Justine is on she's actually, her record is 6-0. She beat Ashley Yoder. She beat Nina Ansaroff, who looked great in her last fight. She beat Randa Marcos. She's one of these girls that wins fights, does not win them pretty, but wins. And Felice looked amazing in her last fight. She looked really good against that Mexican chick that I thought that beat Heather. That I thought everyone thought that Felice was going to lose that fight.
Was Alexa Grasso?
Yeah, she killed Alexa Grasso. Beat Alexa Grasso. So, and beat Kylie and Karan. So Felice. But anyway, Felice's Instagram is so fucking annoying. It's like. And it I don't know why this bothers me because
Instagram Live.
I'm on it. Yeah, I'm on it for like a minute and then I tune off because I'm like, what am I doing? I have a real girl. If I want to watch I could watch my girl do her fucking toenails. I wouldn't even watch my girl do her toenails in the room. I'd go do something else. Why am I going to go on Instagram Live and not see what's in front of me in the real world and watch some chick in her fucking closet do her toenails while playing some fucking whack ass music? Anyway,
that's so funny.
I know
she is hot.
She is hot. She's a very attractive girl. And cool. Actually, a cool chick. Actually, fun.
Right.
Fun girl.
Have you ever been with a girl that muscular?
I did have one chick that was close. Not as muscular as Felice, but close. And it was weird because she gave me a blowjob, and all I could do was look at her muscle. Like I mean, it felt great, but it felt like the grip was stronger than my grip when I jerk off. I wasn't used to that strong of a grip, and then I'm like, holy shit, I wish my arms looked like that. And it kind of fucked with me a little bit. But
right.
But of course, it was a great blowjob. Every blowjob that a guy gets is always the best blowjob he ever gotten, unless it's really bad. Right. And there's really no such thing as a bad blowjob. I mean, some girls are better than others. Mm-hmm. Don't get me wrong. Some people have really good technique at it, but I'm sure guys have good technique as well. But some girls have,
I think guys have better techniques than girls.
How would you know this?
Because like a girl knows like what a vagina feels like. That's why they say girls give the best head to other girls, right? So I think a guy would be. All right, so let's keep.
You also watch gay porn too, right?
I've watched my fair share of gay porn, yeah, but.
All right. So anyway, things coming up. I have a show this weekend in San Diego at the Comedy Palace. San Diego at the Comedy Palace this Friday and Saturday. Then next Wednesday night, I'm at the Dime Bar Monday and Tuesday. Next Wednesday at the Hollywood Improv. Myrtle Beach, April 5th to the 8th at the Carolina Comedy Club. Myrtle Beach, Kansas City, Missouri. Stanford and Sons. That's the UFC Fight Week that's there, April 13th to April 15th. Stanford and Sons. And the Looney Bin in Tulsa, Oklahoma, April 26th to the 29th. So what do you have coming up, Joe?
This month, March 30th, I have a show at Flappers in the Yoo-Hoo Room. Come on down. It's at 9:30. Come on, we'll have some fun. It's my 21st birthday celebration show. It's going to be crazy. And then this weekend, I'm at Las Vegas. I'll be at Treasure Island. Come find
comedy?
Me. Well, probably not, but I did comedy at the South Point. I love the South Point Casino. That's my favorite place to do comedy in Vegas because it's the only place I've done comedy in Vegas. But that's what's up. Follow me on Twitter at Weendog, at The Weendog. Same thing on Instagram, The Weendog. Follow me on YouTube, Weendog TV. I have a new vlog. It's called The Ween Vlog.
Nice.
Yeah, I had one for my birthday, and I'm gonna do one this weekend in Vegas.
Now, and also, fans of the show, if you want if you come to Joe's show, bring him gay porn. So hand him gay pornos,
preferably tranny porn.
Really?
Yeah, it's not gay if it's a tranny.
It's still gay. If there's if the guy has a penis or the girl has a penis, all right. I don't know. This is all right. Listen, thank you for listening to the podcast. Thank you, Colby Covington. Thank you, Dre the Bull. We'll hopefully hear from you guys soon. Bye.